I was caught masturbating. Yesterday morning I am 18, woke up early and was bored because I didn't have anything to do, so I thought masturbating would be a nice way to kill some time. I live with my aunt who is like a mother to me, and I usually keep the door to my room closed because I like the privacy. So I was doing the deed and it was about an hour before my aunt usually wakes up around. I had my earphones in, wasn't worried about anyone walking in because first of all the door was closed and second my aunt isn't gonna wake up for at least an hour. Now keep in mind that my bed faces opposite of the door. So as I am jerking off I just hear the door slam shut behind me. A chill went down my spine. I looked behind and saw the door was open. I had forgotten to close the door because I had just assumed it was closed. I checked if anyone was there and thankfully no one was. So I closed the door and just finished whatever I was doing in a few minutes. I went to the bathroom to clean up and then went to my aunt's room to check up on her. To my absolute shock she was just sitting on her bed. A slurry of thoughts running through my brain. Why is she awake? Did she open the door? Did she see what I was doing? Now keep in mind my 60-year-old retired aunt is pretty religious and has never been in a relationship because she is aromantic asexual. I just assume she is ROAce because she is pretty open-minded but doesn't really know much about these things. I just said hi and asked why she is up early than usual. She kind of coldly said that she couldn't sleep. She is acting strange. I asked if something was wrong. She just said no. Fuck, she saw. I just thought to myself, but she didn't say anything, so maybe she didn't? The day goes by without an issue. Today my dad came to visit and I was in my room as usual. He was talking with my aunt and after a few minutes he comes into my room. Nothing unusual, I thought to myself. But out of nowhere he just says, at least close your door when you masturbate. Again, that chill I had felt a day prior goes down my spine. She saw what I was doing and told my dad about it, and I am so fucking embarrassed. Fuck, I don't masturbate often. I never just leave my door open, and my aunt never wakes up early. Why the fuck did these things have to happen all at once? It's not a very big deal, but I would have preferred if my aunt didn't see any of what she saw. So this is a warning to all of you guys, please make sure that the door is closed at all times when you masturbate. I finally left my abusive husband. I 29F am currently living on the streets of a metropolitan city area. For a general knowledge, I'm not a drug addict, alcoholic. I left my abusive husband because I couldn't take the beatings no more, the mental manipulation and abuse. The cops wouldn't do anything ever. My own damn family wouldn't believe me, for Christ's sakes, because to them my husband is a saint. I thankfully don't have children who have to live with that monster. When we got married he was nothing like he is now, but over the years he changed. He grew more possessive, more manipulative, and I like a idiot fell for it, and he had to know everything and I told him everything. But then one night I didn't do something right and he hooked me right in the jaw and I fell to the ground in absolute shock as he yelled in my face at the top of his lungs at me. I couldn't do anything. I was in total disbelief of what just happened to me. I got up as he stormed outside and sat off the couch just trying to process the situation. He apologized hours later and I again stupidly bought into his trap, and over the next few years I was stuck. He moved me out of state from everyone and everything, and the beatings became a normal part of like when I did something wrong. But this last time was as something snapped in my head after he gave me a solid hit to the eye. I knew I had enough. I took my beating and that night I packed some clothes, grabbed my phone charger and deodorant, wallet and left. I haven't looked back since and haven't seen him, my location in my phone as often. His number is blocked. My biggest issues have been food and places to sleep. I have no idea on how to survive, honestly. I just couldn't stay anymore. I'm broke, scared and clueless, but I'm trying. If you read this, thank you. It's been very nice to vent. I'm starting to hate men. I'm not an extreme feminist or any shit. Almost every man I met doesn't show any sort of appreciation for what people do for him. Every man I've genuinely loved/cared about turns into a completely different person a few months/1 year later. It's honestly like some men get bored from having a healthy, stable relationship. It's not logical. Some men ask for a loyal girl then leave for no absolute reason. Not saying they should stay if they're unhappy, but communication/breaking up in a good way exists. Not all men cheat, but the amount of men I've known that cheated. Biggest example, my dad and brother, who are supposed to be the men I look up to. Every time I put my energy, love and care and everything, I end up leaving feeling worse and broken. I need to get this off my chest as nobody understands my point. Not all men are shit, but humans in general need to stop being so mentally ill and faking a whole personality to date someone and feel loved and leave when they're bored. Edit. I'm not talking about all men here, I'm talking about men who do these actions, since some people fail to use their brain and understand. Part of my husband's family ruined our wedding last year and we still don't talk. The main people involved that caused issues were his mother and his two sisters. His two sisters were supposed to be my bridesmaids, but it ultimately ended with neither of them being my bridesmaid, and one of them didn't even come to the wedding altogether. The one that didn't come, we haven't talked in about a year, and the other one last we spoke was February of this year. I don't want to make this post too long, but basically his two sisters and his mom kept twisting stories and gossiping behind my back and the back of my maid of honor, and things got really ugly and heated to the point where my bachelorette trip ended up getting cancelled and I didn't have one. And to the point where his mother called me some pretty nasty things and one of his sisters threatened both myself and my maid of honor with physical violence. What really strained the relationship with my husband and I though however, is the fact that throughout everything that happened last year, he kept siding with his family simply because they're family. I would be lying if I said, it doesn't affect us to this day, almost a year later. I'm just worried that his family has too much of an influence on him and they're going to continue causing issues for us as we continue forward. Every time anything regarding his family comes up, he is instantly on the defense and it's impossible to just talk about anything. Not sure what to do. If I have a child that turns out to be severely disabled/autistic, I think I might end it. I know what you're all thinking, oh, it's another ableist that hates autistic people. I wouldn't say that, I'm actually autistic myself, but I can talk, use the toilet, and could probably pass for neurotypical with some effort. I, F15, have an autistic brother, M15, and to be honest, I hate living with him so much. He constantly eats my snacks, gets shit on the furniture, walks around completely naked, etc. He constantly asks to go for a drive daily, which makes my dad tired and costs us a lot of money. He bites my parents and tries to push them downstairs sometimes. And I swear that sometimes he looks up my skirt when I'm on the swing outside. One time, on my niece's 3rd birthday, he completely demolished her birthday cake. I was so fucking mad. It doesn't really seem like much, but add it all together, with parents who are constantly tired and stressed, and it's traumatizing. I worry constantly that my parents will end their lives or run away because of him. If my child ends up like my brother, I don't know what I'll do. I can't do it again. I just can't. And, to make matters worse, because I am also autistic, the chances of me having an autistic child are significantly higher. I'm scared.